smash.
I do shrugs.
You just dropped the nut, didn't you?
Everybody, I'd like to welcome you to the first installment of Build, Race, and Repair. We're going to start off this channel. We're going to start doing different builds that we're going to focus on. We got some LS builds coming up in the future. We got some nitrous builds that we've already completed. We have a pro mod that we've been working on as well with a LS, looking for we have the SBE record. Right now, this is just one of the tow vehicles that we use. We're going to do some basic general maintenance upgrades on this thing, and then we're also going to do some upgrades for some power, and maybe really we're looking for miles per gallon. We're not trying to make a whole lot of power with this vehicle. We just want to try to get the best miles per gallon, so when we're going cross country to pick up cars or we're going to races or whatever, it just makes the most economical sense for us. We got race cars to go fast. So right now we're going to get to this. It's a Dodge 2010 Ram 3500. It's got 6.7 Cummins diesel in it. And first we're going to break it into, there'll be several installments, but we'll just go over the general list of repairs that we're going to do first. It's been kind of neglected for probably the last 5 years. Haven't done a whole lot but changed the oil on it. So we're doing just kind of from the top down. We're going to take the EGR off of it and clean it out with some EGR cleaning fluid. We're going to also go into the crankcase breather element. We're going to change that. We've already changed the fuel filter for the fuel water separator, hoses and belts. And while we're in there, we're going to go ahead. It doesn't need it right now, but we're going to go ahead and change the belt tensioner and the water pump as well. That's just kind of some of the basic repairs. We ordered from Power Stop. We've got the rotors and for all four wheels, we're going to change the rotors on it, and the just brake pads, just general stuff. So that's basically everything for what we're looking at with the repair and maintenance of the vehicle. Other than that, we contacted banks, and we got a lot of stuff for some, like I said, maybe some additional power and some just modifications for mileage. Looking at everything's pretty much bolt on. We got the monster exhaust that goes from the DPF back. Just kind of free up the back pressure there a little bit without getting into EGR and DPF deletes. We're just gonna do this for right now and see where we're at with miles per gallon. We got the Banks ram air intake. Again, just a bolt on, just kind of free everything up and make it breathe a little bit easier. Along with that, while we're in there, we've got the boost tube set up, going from the intercoolers to the turbo and to the intake there. And then finally, we've got the differential cover. We're just replacing that. Really, the other one's rusted out from kind of where we're at in the country here in the Northeast. A lot of salt in the road. The other one's rusted pretty well, and this one's supposed to provide 5 times better cooling, a little bit better flow inside the differential case as well. So that's kind of what we have going on, and we're going to break this up into different installments so we can focus on each part one at a time as we work on this stuff, and we'll give you a list of tools and what it takes to do this. Anyway, let's get it opened up.
Okay, here we are, opened everything up, got it ready to work on. As you can see, he had already started taking some things apart in preparation for both the maintenance stuff and the performance parts install. So you can see one great thing about the Cummins is the turbo location. It makes it very easy to get to, and the nice downpipe coming off the back side of it makes it nice to be able to access all of those items. This coming from a guy that's with a Duramax, so I'm used to it being kind of hard to get to. So this thing is definitely going to be a little easier to work on, a little user friendly.
And today is we're going to replace, as part of the general maintenance, we're going to replace the crankcase breather element. I got this from Rock Auto. I think it's a Dorman product. Anyway, we got this in, we're going to change it, and basically all you got to do is you got to remove this plastic covering right here. It's okay, to access the crankcase breather element, what you got to do is get rid of this this plastic fairing kind of thing that they have here. It's just 4 bolts that we're going to remove. It's a 8mm. And once you remove the four bolts out of there, we're going to remove the engine oil dipstick, pull this cover off. You can see we already took them off in preparation here. Go ahead and put this back in just so we don't lose it or get anything in there. Okay, once you do that, then you got to take off the just this next cover here. There's 4 bolts on each side. Again, it's just an 8mm bolt. We're going to take off the last 2 to pull this off, and we'll be able to access the crankcase breather element so we can change it out here. All right, now we got that done. Let's see if we can remove this. Not 100% sure if that needs to come off or not, to be honest with you. It's like just kind of a firm pull there, and it'll come right off. And we're just gonna move this out to the side and do it without moving this hose. I was trying to keep it all in one piece here without getting anything in there. Anyway, we'll see if we can just pull it out. I don't know if it's going to work without having to remove that hose over there.
With the O-rings that are on it, I'm sure it's going to take a little bit of a
Yeah, I think we're going to have
pressure.
to take that hose off, and we'll just take this whole cover off here.
Okay.
All right, we got the clamp pulled off here. Just got a pair of pliers and just pulled the clamp off. Broke this free here. We're going to try to pick this back up and then pull it off the hose.
There it comes.
There we go. There we go. More trouble than I thought it would be. All right, now we just got to get this crankcase breather element out. It's got 2 O-rings underneath this. We're just going to put a screwdriver underneath the edge here and just kind of lift up real gently like. And that's what it looks like. We got the 1 O-ring there. There's another O-ring right there. The oil looks really black. And believe it or not, I just had the oil change yesterday, which makes me wonder if they even changed the oil now.
And a little tip there, just like he was saying, make sure when this comes out, those O-rings are still connected to it. Sometimes they'll pop loose and stay inside of there where they go. And then when you try to put the new ones in, it's trying to double up and push down on top of the other seal. So just make sure that that actually comes off with it. The new one, as you can see, that's what they look like for the new version. The old ones were both black, so it's a little harder to see them than this. But this is what your new ones are going to look like.
All right, a good idea anytime you're messing with O-rings is just give them a little bit of lubrication. I'm just using regular engine oil, just going around the seals here, these O-rings here rather, and just putting a light coat on it, just so they slip down in there easier. They don't snag on anything, or they don't tear when we start pushing it down in there. We'll do the same thing for the one on the top before we put the cover back on. So far you can see it's pretty easy job. See if we can get this back in there. I have to put the actually, you know what, we have an issue right now, but all right, well, we're gonna install this crankcase breather element. I think the best way to do this is we're gonna put this with the top cover here. We're gonna go ahead and mate these up right now and push down and make sure that that top seal, again, we've already lubricated with some oil, make sure that that clicks into place right there. You got a good fit. These seals have already been lubricated, and also right around the edge here, it's a little rubber seal. I just went ahead and put some oil all the way around it just to make sure when it fits back down in here we get a good seal as well. I'm going to put the whole unit on here, and while we're doing it, we're going to slip this hose back on. There we go. Got the hose on there, and we will make sure that those O-rings slip back down into place. It looks like they have. All right. I'm gonna slide the clamp back up on the hose. There we go. All we have left to do is put the 4 bolts around the side. Again, you want to make sure this one goes on the, as we're looking at on the left, the far left side, or the passenger side. This seats down, and then there's a little clip that fits on it back here that fits over the top. So you want to make sure this goes back in the right position, and then all the rest of them. I just lost it. There we go. All the rest of them will just fit back down in there, and we'll tighten them up. All right, so if we want to finish this job, we're going to put this cover back on with the 4.8mm bolts. But actually, we have a follow-on job. We want to remove this EGR. If I put this back on, it's going to, obviously, I'm going to take it right back off. So I'm not going to put it on, but you can see easily enough. You pull the dipstick back out, put this back on, just put the 4 bolts to secure it back in, and that's job done. You got a new crankcase breather element in, and it should be good for a while. You know, I'm not honestly sure what the mileage is supposed to be on this thing. It's got 121,000 miles on it right now, and I thought it was a good time to change it. Most likely, I'm sure that there's recommended intervals for that. Also, for these bolts right here, I'm probably almost 100% certain there's probably torque specs for those bolts. I just put them down. I mean, don't over tighten them. Just put them down where they're nice and snug. All right, we got the cover back on. Obviously, there's the other cover that needs to go back on. The 4 bolts. I'll pick it up here and show it to you real quick. You need to pull the engine oil dipstick out here, and then place the cover back on. Put the 4 bolts on, and a job will be done with this. The issue is the next thing we're going to do is we're going to remove this EGR right here, and if I do that, I'm just going to take it right back off. So I'm going to leave it off so that we can jump right into the next thing here. I'm going to take this EGR off and clean it out. That'll be another video. One thing that I didn't go through before we started this, and I should have, before you start any job, you want to make sure that you disconnect your batteries. If you do, for some reason, have to put the vehicle up on jacks, you know, ensure that up on jack stands, make sure that the jack stands are rated for the vehicle and that the vehicle's supported, and just safety first and all this stuff. Use good common sense. Obviously, we didn't have to do that for this job, but just moving forward, you know, always make sure you've got the right safety precautions in place before you start. Anyway, that's it, man. We're just going to try to keep these the repairs and builds and everything as simple as we can. I know a lot of people don't have a lot of time when they want to do this and they don't know exactly what to do. You want to look it up. We keep it nice and simple and quick. If you like our videos, there's going to be a lot more content coming. If you like them, please click subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and we hope to see you on next time.